Jack Bob, and I'm back for another weekly edition of Hill Jack Bob's Top 10. Well, today, I reckon this is going to be a good one. This is going to be the top 10 do's and don'ts to sex. That's right. Hill Jack Bob's top 10 do's and don'ts to sex. Well, a little bit mixed up within the top 10, so kind of follow along. It's going to be quite entertaining. Let me take a sip of my whiskey here. Oh, good stuff. Anyway, here we go. Number 10. It doesn't count as foreplay if you spank your own monkey. Yeah, gotta spank your own monkey sometimes. It's just the way it goes. Well, that's number 10. Number 9. If your wife asks you to buy her a douche kit, just go outside, get the hose, hook the spray nozzle up to it, and run it to the outhouse. I've had to do that. My fourth wife, Frida, she did that a couple times. Well, another long story, another time for another show. Anyway, number 8. When you have had one too many drinks, never walk into a dark room and climb into bed naked, because you just might get more than you bargained for. Well, I can tell you from experience that, again, another story for another time, another show. This isn't looking too good for Earl Jack Bob here. Anyway, moving on. Number 7. The other night, I crashed at my mom's house and misplaced my phone, and I heard a sound coming from it, the nightstand. I reached in and grabbed the thing that was making the sound, and I said, "Hello?" And without realizing, I answered my sister's dildo. Well, yeah, true story, and Josie's dildo, well, at least it didn't talk back, so. Anyway, number 6. Always put your underwear up so your dog can't reach them. Otherwise, the world will see your skid marks from last week's lap dance. Well, I can tell you another story about that. Something happened with the skid mark and a dog, but, another story again for another time. These are pretty good. This is Hill Jack Bob here, doing my top 10, and we're about halfway through it here. Alright, moving on. Number 5. If you want to make your wife long for something bigger, just put a roll of quarters in your pants, hang it to the left, and I guarantee that you'll be getting something. Yes, that is true. I have done that many, many, many times, but I never quite have a roll of quarters, so I've had to use a roll of nickels. And that works just fine, too. Nickels does fine, especially in my case. So, just don't use the pennies, and that really won't work. Unless you got to. Well, there's a guy on this show, Mike Malone. It would work fairly well. Half a roll of pennies would be good for him. We're going to leave that alone, too. I reckon this is good so far. Alright, on to number 4. When you want some new action, buy a rubber sheep and let it rip. And in the shower, okay? In the shower. Who would know, on the other hand, that you had a sheep other than you? Then you can call yourself a playboy. Well, I never used a rubber sheep. I used a real one once, but I was like 12. But again, another story for another show. They're going to be asking me a lot of questions after this, I reckon. Number 3. When your wife starts to rub up on you and you're too tired, just tell her to use her hand. After all, it's what she would tell you to do. Well, she does. She's told me. I'm on my 5th wife, and yeah, she's told me that many, many times. And actually, I've heard that from all 5 of my wives so far. But well, Well, on to number 3. Wait, am I on number 4 or number 3? I don't know where I'm at. Oh, yeah, no, we're on the number 2. How about that? We're on the number 2. Never do it doggy style in the dark, because you might just slip in the wrong hole. I did once, and she says, Sonny, you can't tell the difference between a slip and slide and a dried up puddle. Well, alls I know, I was quite embarrassed, and I was like, oh boy. That was a scary night for everyone involved, and paramedics were called. It was just a bad night. Anyway, moving on. Last one, number 1. The day your wife says you can't have a threesome, or you can have a threesome, I wouldn't just cheer, because you might be slapping high fives in the middle with some other guy. Well, I can tell you that's never happened to me, and that won't happen to me, because I've never asked my wife for a threesome. I've asked her for a foursome once, but I'm not going to tell you about that. That's another topic for, again, another show. Well, we got to go get this over with. That was my Hilljack Bob's top 10 for this week, and we'll be back next week with another top 10. Join me here on this show, Hilljack Bob's Top 10. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
You are currently listening to the all-new Some Kind of Radio Show with our host, Earl McCune, and the Crazy Crew. You can follow us anytime, anywhere. From Twitter at SKO Radio Show, Facebook.com/SKO Radio Show, and Google Hangouts at SKO Radio Show, and of course, right here on YouTube. Now, back to our host, Earl McCune, and the Crazy Crew.